Yo, what is going on, guys? Cryptic TMG back with a brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about Automobalista 2 and the brand new update. I've had a chance to play it. Now, this is a game that I bought when it pretty much first came out and never really went back to it. It kind of just gave me sort of Project Cars 2 vibes, and I kind of felt like I had already been there. So, you know, I never really jumped back on the game or gave it a good shot. Now you can see LFM has also been integrated, so I thought I'll give it a chance and I'll tell you my findings and my honest opinion on what I think of the game, where I think it's headed, and do I think it is a competitive option today in sim racing. So let's get stuck into the video. So straight off the back, I'm going to say it definitely just reminds me of P-Cars 2 still to this day. Obviously aesthetically it's very similar. I will say there's a big graphics update in terms of quality of the graphics and stuff like that. The game doesn't look bad. It looks pretty good. I can't complain, although there is a few bugs that still remain from the P-Cars days, like ghost cars and stuff like that. Just a little annoying things, but you know, I guess when you're used to a game, those are things that you can overlook. Now for me personally, I just don't know whether there's enough how can I say it, enough individuality in this game compared to what I know of Project Cars 2. It just feels like I'm playing like P-Cars 2, like an updated version or reshade or something like that. That's how it feels to me. Now physics wise, I will say definitely it feels a lot better in terms of how the force feedback feels, but it's kind of like a it's like a just a very high grip game. There's not a lot of you know, there's not a lot of alternate feelings. I just feel like I can just jump on and ring it, and that's probably, you know, who this game is aimed for. It's that in between the proper sims, iRacing, ACC, and you know, like F1. It's like in between that sort of genre, kind of where P-Cars 2 was, I guess. It kind of also reminds me of a little bit of Rennsport, you know, maybe Rennsport, maybe just a tad more difficult, but you know, if you like those games where you can jump on, it's high grip, you don't have to get too much into detail. The cars are pretty straightforward to drive. It's not gonna, if you're someone who's decent at sim racing games, it's not gonna take you long to start, you know, putting in half decent laps. I will say that. I jumped in the LFM practice session, didn't really know what to expect because obviously the game's been upgraded loads of times since the last time I played it. But it was okay, man. I can definitely see why people would be having fun on this. It seems like there's a lot of people online, a lot of lobbies, so it's not too difficult to find people to race with or race against in that sense. But for me personally, it kind of just feels like a sort of a step backwards in terms of, you know, what we've had with ACC and, you know, the feeling I feel when I play Le Mans Ultimate. I just feel like this game to me is what Project Cars 3 should have been. This game should have been P-Cars 3, and I think if it was, it would have been a great addition to the P-Cars to the P-Cars franchise, but it's not. And I just feel like, you know, ACC, those games are just a level above in terms of, you know, the realistic aspect to it. This game to me has a lot of grip. It feels extremely grippy. It's one of those games you jump on, you literally rag the car, you throw the car about, and that's kind of, you know, it's a comfortable way to drive. It's fun. You can just jump on with your friends. It's, you know, you can create lobbies, I believe. So it's you know, it still feels like that interaction there is something that we're missing on a lot of the newer games. But in terms of the actual driving, I feel like it would be a step backwards to jump on this like permanently as a permanent sim to play on. But if you want to jump on and have one-off, you know, fun races with a community, I can see people doing that. Again, if you're someone who's not, you know, really into like competitive racing and stuff like that, then this might be a destination for you. For me personally, as I said before, I feel like it would be a bit of a regression in, you know, just where I've been in terms of sim racing, man. Because you know, I grinded P-Cars 2 so hard, I kind of just feel like this game is not that big of an upgrade on P-Cars 2, if you know what I mean. Again, with a good community, some things can be bypassed, but in terms of, you know, the actual gameplay and stuff like that, like, the game doesn't feel bad to me. It feels, as I said, feels similar to maybe like a Ren Sport. It's definitely, in terms of physics wise and feeling, it's definitely better than P-Cars 2, but it's just, there's just not enough in it for me to, you know, put down a sim like ACC or Le Mans Ultimate iRacing. Those sims are definitely still a level above. Unfortunately, there is a few bugs as well that seem to have carried over from P-Cars 2, which is kind of weird, because you kind of want to disassociate this game with P-Cars 2, but you can't. That's for me, that's what the issue is. I find it very hard to disconnect the two, because they just feel so connected. You know, probably the sound is a bit better, definitely the graphics are better, but there is certain things, just the way the car turns, maybe the slight slip angle, there's still things that are still there from the older game, you know. So I don't know, man. Like, for me personally, you know, it was cool, it was fun. Obviously you still get people smashing you off track and doing all that annoying stuff, but that's gonna happen anywhere you go. As I said before, there was a lot of lobbies, there was a lot of people online, a lot of people that enjoyed this game, and I think if you are someone who enjoyed P-Cars 2 a lot, then you will definitely enjoy this game a lot. The only downside to that is when I think about the amount of content we got on P-Cars 2 for the price that we paid, this game is insanely expensive. If you wanted all the DLC and stuff like that, it's insane. Okay, obviously there is a lot of DLC, and there was a lot of DLC for P-Cars 2 as well, but I just feel like the pricing for this game is just crazy. I think to have everything is like 73 quid on top of paying the normal price, which I think is down to about 17 quid right now, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I feel like we got a lot of content in P-Cars 2, you know. So I don't know, but again, there's loads of tracks, loads of cars, and if you're someone who likes, you know, that variation, driving different classes and stuff like that, you could definitely have fun on this game. For me personally, I'm a GT3 guy. I like my GT3s. I do love having lots of tracks and stuff like that, but yeah, it's just not particularly for me. Not anymore. There was a stage where it was for me, where I could see myself, you know, playing games like this, but that's probably like 6-7 years ago now. So the evolution in games has stepped up, so that's why it feels like a sort of stepping backwards. But you never know, with low fuel motorsport bringing more attention to the game, the brand new update, you're gonna get some communities on here, you're gonna get good races, and I feel like for people who are maybe a bit more on the casual side, this is definitely a cool destination. It's probably more of a game for people that were, you know, they like just driving random cars, random tracks, or doing whatever, compared to people that might want to jump on a Le Mans Ultimate, something like that was a bit more hardcore. It's going to take a bit more grinding to actually get used to, whereas on this game, just jump in a lobby, you might bin it like I did, but still it's not as hardcore. I don't feel like I have to start grinding setups and stuff like that, because it's just kind of, you know, it just feels like easier to drive. There just feels like there's more grip there. You can just push it if you need to, you know. So that is a positive. Now, I did attempt some setup changes, and for me it was maybe a little weird. Whenever I put on more downforce, it just seemed to get so much more understeery, and then even I'll raise the rear ride height and stuff like that, and it didn't really seem to change the handling of the car that much, and also it didn't really seem to change the top speed of the car that much even when I would change the downforce. So not sure what all that was about. I don't know, generally don't know. There was a couple of glitches where I would crash the car, go back to the pits and leave the pits, but it would still have the damage, like it still have like my car's damage on the screen, and it's weird because I've gone back to the pits and like reset and stuff, and little things like that. Like, I don't know the ins and outs of the game yet. I haven't played it enough. I think some of the stuff's cool, like, you know, in the cool winter temperatures, you see like there's no real leaves on the trees, but then you get guys that still do this in a private lobby. I just don't know. Okay, but yeah, as I said, It's definitely, it's not a bad game. It's definitely not a bad game. I just feel like for what I'm looking for, you know, people like me who are more into competitive and, you know, esports, sort of leading towards esports games and stuff like that, being able to watch like live broadcasts and stuff like that. It would be a little bit tricky to watch a live broadcast on this game because most of the time it doesn't even work. So when I'm in the pit lane trying to scroll through the cars, sometimes it just shows you you might be stuck in the ground or stuck looking at a random roof, or the car's just not appearing or whatever. I don't know why the game does that. And those are the kind of things that are sort of stuck since P cars, I guess. But yeah, it would definitely take some grinding to get to know the ins and outs. I've yet to test whether all the little dodgy little P cars 2 setup hacks still work. I don't know if they do, but I guess it's something that I could try and test. I guess if people wanted to see that, to see if the old school P-Cast 2 tricks still work. I have no idea if they do. And to be honest, I wasn't planning to spend much time more on this game. I just wanted to give it a little test, as I've seen quite a few other people playing it. But tell me what you guys think. What do you guys think about this game? How has the experience been for you? I will say fun factor is probably like an 8 out of 10. Overall, I would say it's a 5 if we're comparing it to all the other sims that are out at the moment. I would say in terms of content, you probably got to give it a 9 because it's got loads of tracks, loads of cars. Obviously, you're gonna have to pay for the DLC, but in terms of content and stuff, it's probably like a 9. So overall, I will give this game like a solid 6 out of 10. I would say physics-wise and force feedback-wise, force feedback is not terrible, but it's not there. Physics-wise, it's definitely not there. It's different, not in a particularly bad way, but more in a, you know, a little bit of slip angle, a lot of grip. Send it through corners if you want to, you know, and just see if it sticks pretty much. But yeah, Cryptic TNG, like and subscribe, hit the notification bell to catch my videos first. Tell me in the comment section below what you guys think of Automobalista 2 and the brand new update. I think it's okay, it's decent, and I feel like more casual players will enjoy it quite a lot. But you know, tell me your experience on the game and what you're looking to do, what your plans are for the future. Obviously the future is looking insanely bright. AC Evo, we're getting the GT3s this month, or some of the GT3s this month on Le Mans Ultimate, so watch out for that because that is predominantly where my focus is going to be. And yeah, man, let's just see where the rest of this year takes us and into the new year, and where the sim racing games take us, man. But anyway, guys, Cryptic TMG, peace.